All right, here we are, another week around the trash fire. Host Mathias, along with the boy.
John.
It's a jam-packed week.
Yes, it is. And not all Warhammer.
Not all Warhammer, which is good because there's only so much Warhammer news we could talk about,
Yes, 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 yes.
especially some exciting details that happened to fall out today regarding some bugs.
Yes. Some interesting stuff with my favorite space aliens.
Hmm. So let's get into the non-important news here. GW released some armoring of a Space Marine. It's a video. I don't know if you saw this, but
So it's funny because I actually just watched this right now. Because you said you were running a little bit late, so like, yeah, I should watch this video, because I haven't watched this yet, surprisingly. So I literally just watched it like 5 minutes ago.
yeah, it was kind of disappointing. I thought they were gonna be like announcing something like something cool, and
Yes. Now, I will say the video itself was excellent. Like this is excellent animation. Well, it's not like Blizzard level, but it's really good for Warhammer stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say
But
it's
yes,
kind of
there is
lacking
no.
in that animation part.
Yeah. Um I really like the animation. It was dope. It was kind of hype, especially because I'm painting Marines right now. But yeah, I really wish it was tied to something. Um
Yeah,
like
it's not even
anything.
tied. It's not even tied to like Space Marine, the animated
Yeah,
series or
not even
whatever.
like a codex or something. It's very possible that we were supposed to see the announcement of Codex 2.0 for Space Marines, but because of the COVID delays, we didn't see it. So that's possible, but yeah, it's just kind of like
They could have tied
weird.
this in with Space Marine too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, or even that, like, hey guys, Space Marine 2 exists. I mean, if this is a screen, I think for the game that would be cool, but yeah, which is kind of left field in terms of yeah, like placing this or announcing it. I mean, I'm happy it exists. It's really cool, and it's something I'm definitely going to show to my non-Warhammer friends.
Hey,
But it's just, yeah, where's the tie-in?
hey, a Space Marine getting dressed in the morning. That's big news.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought I quickly mention this because it was kind of just weird, random, and it was. They announced it with no tie-in whatsoever.
And they kind of made a not a big deal, but more than just a deal. I believe they announced that they were just happening the day before, like, hey guys, keep an eye out on Warhammer Community at 8 a.m. then this day, and this happened, which again is cool, but it's not tied to anything. It's just bizarre to me.
Yeah, well, the marketing department's getting a lot of misses lately, so a lot of stuff that they could be tying in with releases or promotions, and it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right now there's nothing going on with Space Marines that I know of. Right? No, I know there's the Rumour 2.0 Codex, but other than that, I mean, nothing Space Marine related going on.
Right. Yeah, there's no announcements or anything. It's just kind of cool. That's it.
That's it. Well, moving on. Now that that's got that piece of news out of the way, we got the Sunday preview, which is just pre-orders, and we're finally getting the combat patrols for Grey Knights and Thousand Suns.
Yes,
Which
we are. The very okay combat patrol. Well, the Great Knights one is really cool, but the Thousand Suns one is very okay.
Grey Knights one is meh.
I like the Great Knights one. I mean, it's all they have, to be fair.
Did I say Grey Knights is meh? I meant Thousand Suns is meh.
Yeah, Thousand Suns is me. Too many Zangwars.
She's like, why? Why would they do this? They probably just want to justify it. That's why they just overloaded it with models.
Right.
So disappointing. But you can finally get the Inferno Master in that box set, or Castellan Crow, or you
Mm,
can get them separately, which it only took them
a long time.
5 months. Wait, December? No, was it December they came out, or was it November?
I think it was November.
November. So
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, so 4 months. But you can finally get these models on their own now if you
Yes.
so want.
I really like the Crow model, and it's definitely something I would like to have on my own to paint if I had time to paint him.
Well, with you,
But yeah,
you probably paint this up in like 10 minutes. What are you talking about?
yeah, but it's opportunity cost, right? Like, I could be painting something for my army with those 10 minutes.
True, very true. But at last, they finally are here. I wish that Inferno Master came out sooner, so I didn't have to go to a third party to get it. But whatever, it's fine.
Yeah,
Black Library, Dark Imperium
the reboot is available in
reboot.
paperback.
Got that. Got Catachan Devil being released on every platform.
Yep, more Gaunt's Ghosts,
Yep, Morgoth's Ghost.
and some more German translations of stuff.
Yep, and then you got the Warhammer Plus, which Lore Master you get to learn about the Space Marine power armor, which I guess this is what it was tied to.
See, this one is going to be hilarious because I wonder if they'll retcon some more 30k armor lore because 30k community gets so triggered about armor lore. It's so funny. They're like, "Oh, you have Mark 7? GTF, oh man." Obviously online, right? They don't actually do that in person because, but you post some Mark 7 and they're like, that's not available unless you play Imperial Fits on Siege of Terra. And it's like, dude, or even better, they use Mark 6 like Death Guard didn't use that. It's only White Scars and Alpha Legion have access to that armor. I'm gonna ignore the fact that legions are like hundreds of thousands strong, and I'm sure some of them had that armor. So,
Yeah, and I
so I
couldn't.
do hope for some retcons. It would be so funny. I'm actually waiting for this to come out just to see if there's any retcons because I like the lore, but my gosh, just make armor available for everyone. It doesn't affect the quality of the setting. Seriously, it doesn't. So,
I
yes.
can't I can't stand the historical nerds where everything's got to be pitch perfect, and then they got to tell me every significant thing about it and why I did this thing wrong.
I mean, I'm a historical nerd, but yeah, like there, my historical nerdiness is like, oh, if you're playing like no Black Legion, right? Well, duh, because it didn't exist. Or no, what's it called? No Blood Ravens because they didn't exist in F30. No Primaris is that's an easy one,
Right, I mean
but
that'll make sense because that's not
right.
30K.
But it's like, you're playing Iron Warriors, so Pertrabo said he hates Mark 6, so you can't use it. It's like, I'm pretty sure you can. It's, you know.
That's why they're renegades, baby.
The best part is the Imperial Aquila. How it's like, oh, you're supposed to shave it off. It's like, no, because they're like, oh, only Emperor's children have the Aquila. It's like, no, the Emperor's children. I'm gonna get about to get really nerdy right now. So the Emperor's children have the right to wear the Palatine Aquila, which is the Custodes Aquila, which is separate from the regular Aquila. That one is reserved for the Emperor's children, but the regular Aquila everyone can wear. Case in point, Mark II Space Marines, the one that Forge World sells, has the Aquila. The land speeder, what's it called? The 30k one. I have like three of them. I forgot the name, what they're called. The one that looks like a deodorant bottle. That
Oh,
land speeder has the Aquila, and it's fine, you know. So yes, listeners, you could play 30k and have Aquilas, just not the Palatine Aquila, which is actually a very specific symbol that you have to actively convert your models to have, or just buy the Emperor's Children upgrades. Rant over.
rant
Rant will
over.
continue next week after I watch this.
Well, just play the game. That's all it's there for. You don't need to be lore accurate if you just want to get into the game. Obviously, don't put in Primaris Marines, but
Yes.
who cares about the little details if you just want
Yes.
to play the game.
Yeah.
But I look forward to your rant.
It's gonna be great. I hope they retcon something.
And honestly, I'd be kind of interested in that freehanding script lesson because
Oh, that's
it's always been interesting to me, but obviously not skilled enough to do anything like that.
hopefully it's a tutorial that makes it look doable. I always laugh at people post. No, I have nothing against people posting tutorials. That's great. More resources is great. But I do find it hilarious when someone posts a tutorial that goes, "How to paint tabletop stormtroopers for Legion. Step one, prime white. Step two, blend 1-to-1 white and gray. Make sure that it's the exact mix." It's like, you lost me. You said tabletop quality. Why are we mixing colors? And it's like a 10-step process and there's three blends there. It's like, no, that's not tabletop. That's more than tabletop, which is okay. Just please, no blending.
And they're obviously there for the more medium players, like me. I consider my skill like medium. Not bad, but I'm in the middle
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I like your stuff.
But it'd be cool to see. I kind of forgot what I have second here, so I'm gonna just look at this up, and it is the Autarch.
Oh, this is the best.
Are you familiar with the
Yes.
Autarch?
I saw the rants when the codex dropped. So funny.
Yeah. For those who don't know, uh, the Autarch datasheet has multiple Autarchs on there, and you weren't able to combine certain weapons with certain builds. Key point being like the cover. Yeah, this guy right here, where it says download. You couldn't make that guy, even though he's on the cover of our book, which is the wing, the spear, and the Reaper launcher. That was technically illegal in our book.
Even better on top of that, Warhammer community, when they announced the new Autarch, was like, hey, this is compatible with the old Autarch with wings. You could mix and match, which you can from the modeler's perspective, but the rules do not support that until today.
Yeah. So now they are compatible, these two models right here. The one you got from the two-player starter set and the one that they currently sell online. I don't know if it's in stock, but I'm sure it's in stock right now. Because you can also get the old Autarch models, the ones with. Are these fine cast or are these metal? I can't remember.
Those
I think the ones with
the
wings is metal,
the
right?
one with the little hammer symbol for made to order are resin metal, but the top one's the winged one and the
Yeah, I'm talking about the
new
made to
one.
order ones.
Yeah, those are metal resin. I'm not sure which one. One of those.
I think the ones with the wings is resin, and I think the other one's metal.
Yes.
So all these are gonna come back in stock. Uh, but yeah, that's the Eldar news. At least they
So
got on the this fast, and sad to say that
and and
$55, $60 book I just bought totally invalid, which is
and you
standard.
know what? Um, yeah, this is just a case of the marketing department and the modeling department and the rules department not communicating, which happens a lot with games workshops, strangely enough.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, this is evidence that if you send them enough emails, they'll do something.
Oh, it's just a huge
Because there was
fix,
there
right?
was there was a mini campaign of just sending emails to the rules email that, hey guys, can do this. Can we do it? And eventually they're like, yeah, you could do it.
Can't do it. That the mascot, the guy on the cover,
Yeah, the
illegal.
guy you said specifically you could make.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
But you hit the download button, get the free rules update, and everything's golden.
Yep. Everything's golden.
So good on them for at least getting it fixed
Yeah.
relatively fast and not waiting for like a big rules update or something like that. But moving on from there, speaking of rules update, we got AOS.
Yes, this is interesting.
We got Battle
Their
Scroll,
their balanced data sheet.
and I was like, oh man, AOS getting an update, huh? This is gonna be great. And then I look it up, and it's like one page. I'm like, oh, classic AOS.
It's interesting though. Did you read through the thing?
I won't lie, I skimmed through it. I know about the prime targets
Yes.
and the prime
The
hunters.
Prime Hunters. This
So,
is so
oh,
funny. Wait, did you read what it does?
I know the prime hunters, if they kill a prime predator or whatever, um they get a they get 1 point for killing it and an extra point because it's a prime target. Other than that, that's pretty much all I really looked
Yeah,
into.
that's pretty much it.
Priority target, sorry.
It's yeah, essentially they looked at all the OP units and like, hey, these are now priority targets, and if you kill one of this and you're not a priority target, you get an extra victory point. So if you notice the order list has a lot of it's like all the dragons and whatnot, and the Stormcast sniper crossbows. It's so funny. And in addition to the priority targets, if you're a prime hunter, i.e., you're bad, you are in a bad spot. Your win rate sucks. So you're like Night Haunt, Gloomspite, Bone Reapers, Hedonites, Sylvaneth, Scan, a bunch of others. If you read the thing, if you're from that army and you kill a priority target, you get another victory point.
Yep, it's a good time to be death. What can I say?
Yes, except for vampires, which is vampires have been. It's interesting because vampires have been winning or placing a lot in tournaments, but they're not a prime party target, which is great because I play vampires. But yeah, I like this. This is cool. I mean, it's just kind of in your face of like, here are the OP units and here are the armies that suck, but it helps. One, they're acknowledging that there's an imbalance and they're trying to fix it, and it's been well received. It's like, hey, this is a chance for armies that aren't doing so hot to have a better chance against armies that are doing really well. You know?
Hey, it just adds more complexity, right?
Yeah,
Instead of just trying to score the secondary objectives.
right. It gives an advantage to or a handicap bonus to these other armies without them needing to wait for a new codex or battle tome, which I really like that. This is a great game design in my opinion. I mean, if your game was balanced, you wouldn't need this, but still, it's a good band-aid.
Warhammer, in any sense, well, yeah, in any sense, will never be balanced. Truly, it's too many factions to go through.
Mhm.
You can get close, but you'll never get
It's too
perfection.
much. Yeah.
But hey, at least it's only 1 page, so
It's only one page,
it's
and it's
not a
easy to see. If you see dragons, you're like, okay, I get points for killing those dragons. Sweet.
yes. It'll be interesting to see what they do next.
Wrathy's on here as a prime target, birdie target.
Right. Well, sorry. I guess I'm just gonna be playing my night haunt. So
There you go.
solve that problem. But that's it for all that news there. Uh, figured we'd do some Rumour Engine, seeing how we missed a day.
Yeah.
So we got two images here, starting with March 8th. Got some like Noblar and some ogre beard or something like that. I don't know. What,
Yeah.
what would your guess be?
I think it's like the a Noblar death thing. I don't know. I would say it's from the a Curse City expansion.
A Curse City expansion.
Some undead ogre, more undead ogres because we already have undead ogres, so more undead ogres.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured it's gonna be an ogre because I'm pretty sure that's a Noblar, but hard to tell
Yeah.
since I haven't seen a Noblar since like 7th edition of Warhammer Fantasy.
Yep. Lots a long time ago.
And then we got this spear with a grenade on it. It looks like, and I think the best thing I saw was like Rough Riders for the Imperial
Yes.
Guard.
I think it's Rough Riders. That would be cool.
Well, I who knows? Maybe uh Imperial Guard will be a big release. Maybe they're gonna start getting a lot more little factions supplements.
That'd be great.
Because if I recall, I mean they have the different regiments in the book. currently, at least in 8th edition, right? So you could be
Yeah.
Cadia, you could be uh I'm blanking on the Russians, Volts,
Postroyans.
Vestrolians, thank you. You could be Katachan, blah blah blah. You could be all those different regiments. So it only makes sense that they start revamping the old models and making them more current.
Yeah, it'd be cool. That would be cool.
Because I mean, all the well, I'm gonna guess that all the old regiments are still back in like 4th edition casts, right? I don't think any of them have been updated.
I think I could see them also making something like Rough Riders into
A universal unit.
a universal unit. Yeah, just like guardsmen and on horses, which is very Warhammer, and not just make them Attillans only. I can see that happening, which would be cool.
I mean, they could just do it like I mean, I don't know how they would do it. Kind of like what they're doing with the Harlequins, where you can take them, but they don't get like any of the army bonuses, kind of deal. If you
Oh
take
yeah,
like a
that
mixed
would be cool.
detachment, so I
I
mean,
think I could see them as being a generic unit, but if you're playing Attila, then you get bonuses for them.
right. I mean, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah. Either
Just,
way, that I think that's our prediction. It's going to be some guy on a horse.
it's just gonna be an Attilan character. That's it.
That would be hilarious. No horses. You just get a character.
Get an Attilan character with like no updated models or anything.
Oh my gosh. Please.
Classic GW.
Classic GW. Well, they are redoing that now with the Eldar and Orc release. So we'll see. We will I will have hope. Let's say that.
Well, I feel like ninth edition is going to be getting a lot more mini updates. I feel like we're going to be in ninth edition for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't think we will see 10th this year. I think the
I would hope
the
not. We haven't
release.
gotten all the
I
armies
hope,
yet.
I hope. Yep, exactly. And I don't think so because I did the math and fucking knew to Donnie about it. And 7th or 8th edition, when ninth launched, everyone had a codex for like at least 6 months, usually more than that, because its sisters that got a codex on like January of 2020. But before that, I think it was July, where it was a year before ish, where that was the last 7th edition army got a codex. Before that was a year before 8th launched. Or sorry, before ninth launched. So that's a while. So that's a year of no new codexes. And right now, if 10th would come out, it would be in June, and we still haven't seen. We still got to do Nids, Chaos Marines, Demons, Imperial Guard, all the Space Marine supplements, Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights. So I don't think it's this year.
Well, I have a feeling that knights are going to be an army that's grouped together. Kind of
That
like
would be cool. Yeah, Chaos and regular Knights just be the same book.
it'll be it'll be an army box of just like two knights, one
That would
chaos
be
knight and one imperial knight, and
that
maybe
would be
like a
cool.
couple armigers, and then it'd be like, there you go, $300. But yeah, we go. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. But
Yes, yes.
I feel like that's just what they're doing. They're just to speed up their codex process. They're just combining armies and just releasing them that way.
Hmm.
Seems to be the most effective way to catch up on lost time. But now that the tangent's over, we got a new model Monday. Two new model Mondays
Yes.
because well, one's a leak, but
Yeah, one's a leak.
first of all, we got the Lord of the Rings model. It's the Easterling Emperor, which I must say is that's a nice model.
I hope it's plastic.
You and me both. I enjoy this model. I'm probably gonna pick it up, to be honest, even though I don't play Lord of the Rings. But
All right,
it's,
time to play Lord of the Rings. Time to bust out my Gondor. It's in a box in my closet. I keep thinking there's Space Marines in the box, but nope. Every time I open it, it's some Gondorians.
I just have all my Easterlings in a shoebox, just
There we go.
just there waiting. One day,
There we
and this guy will join them one day. but it's such a cool model,
It's a great model, and he comes on foot too.
which is good.
I hope you have the option to take him on foot.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Lord of the Rings. A lot of characters have the option to take them out, and you can just take them on foot. That's why a lot of them, like I have the Witch King, and he has an option to be on foot and a horse. So
Yeah, well, I mean that was all the lore, or not war. That was all the ring wraiths. They were always on foot or on a horse, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the characters were the same as well. They were always a multi blister package when you bought characters, unless they didn't have a horse variant.
yeah,
And then we got another leak. Well, this was accidentally leaked, and then they said, "Screw it, we already leaked it, so we might as well show everyone." And we got the Parasite, is what I think this thing is called.
yes, the Parasite of Mortrex, which was from the fifth edition. We got some
Yes,
edition.
fifth edition book that never got an actual model. It's now
Yep,
finally getting an actual model.
yep, yep, yep.
I like it. It's cool. I like its rules. I like the infection part.
Yeah, if I ever go back to Tyranids, which I might, because they're done, I will pick this up. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool model. Like I said, the infection rule is very thematic. You know, it's like
Yeah,
if it wounds someone and then
make
basically puts a
rippers.
face hugger on you and spawns rippers. Ah, I love it.
Yeah, that's super cool. And it bypasses the summoning rules for 40k where you gotta pay points for it.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say that's OP, but then it's like it's not that bad actually. I mean it's
yeah,
ripper swarms.
I think if things that require you to kill the enemy usually are underpowered, so I can kind of see why this seems if because if you could just spawn rippers that'd be kind of OP, but the fact that he needs to kill an enemy or attack an enemy, I think that balances out.
Oh, it also has to do two mortal wounds to
Right.
spawn a one,
There you
and
go.
I think it'd be more of a problem if multiple units could do this. As far as I know, this is the only model that does this.
Yes. Yes.
So I like it. It's
I like
pretty
it.
good. But this segues into what we alluded to earlier, which was the Tyranid Codex got leaked today. Do you happen to take a look at anything?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I big thing is swarms have a new melee rule. So you're in melee, or you can find it in melee if you're either in engagement range or you're 2.5 inches away from the enemy, which really helps the big blobs of Tyranids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a big thing. A lot of they kind of like they combine the Psychic Awakening stuff and the Octaria stuff is in there as well. Lots of me stratagems. I didn't really go through the whole thing. Gene
Yeah,
Stealers, after 10 editions, I'm exaggerating, lost rending. They just have AP3 now. I
it's
mean, I don't
basically
think it's
rending.
better. Yeah, physically rending, but yeah, it just shocked me. I'm like, wait a second, where's the rending rule? Rending. They just have AP3 base. Hive Tyrant. Actually, my model is invalidated. The Hive Tyrant can no longer take Twin Devourers. It just has the Heavy Venom Cannon or the Heavy Barb Strangler, which is the Stranglethorn Cannon. So,
Well,
to be
the
fair, it was a forgeable thing. You know, you had to get the forgeable upgrade to do it. So either I'm going to rip it off or it just counts as having two ranged weapons because you can't mix and match anyway, or you can't combine. You got to do one or the other. So I might just do that.
yeah. Well, it's been so long since I played against Tyranids that I was surprised to see. Like I saw names in there. Like I don't know. I never heard of this model in my life, and
Yeah,
Looked it up. It's like, oh, it's just a Carnifex.
Niche Carnifex.
There's
Yeah, I
like
really like some of the relics and stuff.
like four different Carnifexes in there. I was like, oh,
Screamer Killer, Thornback, all that good stuff.
I
Used
was,
to use all used to be upgrades in the old codexes, or just if if you here's a variant of a Carnifex you can build. If you have two Scything Talons, you're a Screamer Killer. Haha, door. But yeah, now it's an actual unit.
hmm,
Well, it was a unit. Now they're just expanding on that a bit.
separate now. It's not all under
Yeah.
one thing. Yep, I saw that.
My so I play Leviathan and my whole army gets transhuman. That's awesome.
I saw
And
something missing in in this book because I only looked at the units. I didn't really look over everything else. But I didn't see the Hive Guard in this in the link that I posted in the thing.
they're there. I have the one from Reddit and the Hive Guard are there. Although interesting change to Hive Guard. So I hope they retroactively change this for Tau, and I can see them doing this to Guard in the future, where they can only shoot out of sight if a synapse creature can see the target. I think that's great. I think out of sight shooting is really powerful right now and needs to be looked at. It's not a huge. I don't think it's a nerf. It's definitely a balancing thing because now you need there's some actual counterplay and you can't just plop a unit out of sight and just have it destroy things. Synapse creature has to see. So I can imagine, like for Tau, they could do something like spend a marker light if you want to shoot out of sight, or for guard, if there's a spotter could see it, then you could shoot with it.
Mm.
So that was a change. That was something I wanted to bring up as well. Is yeah, that's a great change to Hive. I mean, I have Hive Guard. I love my Hive Guard, and I think that definitely helps them be balanced. And I hope moving forward that's how they treat out of sight or units that get you out of sight. Indirect fire units, they're called.
So you need a synapse creature to see something to shoot out line of sight.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have that in the scans that I'm showing right now, but that's actually really huge. That's definitely. I don't know. I don't know how bad that's gonna hurt him, but it's definitely a blow,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
It makes it less brain dead, which I always like when they do stuff like that.
And you got the Termagants. Termagants being strength 5, -1 AP, so. Well, if you use the flesh borer, but I wonder if they're still going to be able to take down a Titan, no problem, given stratagems and whatever else.
Hmm.
Because I remember that being a thing where it was either Termagants or it was Hormagants that were just, you send them into something and they would destroy it just because all the buffs that they got on them.
I think it's both. I think Termagants have flesh freaking flesh borers are stronger than bolt guns. That's so funny. Now to be fair, the flesh borers shoot like beetles that eat you. So to comparison, bolt guns are rapid fire, but there's usually strength 4, -1 damage. The regular bolt gun being AP 0. But flesh borers are strength 5, -1 damage. Stronger than regular bolters.
And it's assault,
That's
so you could just run and
so
shoot,
that's kind of ridiculous for Termagants.
especially if you could put 30 of them in there.
Yeah, just deep strike them or flank them, and that's 30 strength 5 shots. Probably on a very cheap unit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Termagant Devourers are assault 2. No, never mind. Sorry, that's a different weapon. So yeah, the flesh bar is strength 5 -1 damage, and the devourer is 2 shots at strength 3. But you get 2 shots.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gross.
Also, something that intrigued me again because I haven't fought I haven't fought Tyranid since like 6th edition. I see that they moved warriors into troops. I don't know if that's new or not, but
That's been a thing since I think 8th.
8th
So you can
edition.
make yeah. No one ever ran it because Tyranid warriors kind of sucked until now. People are saying I haven't played Nids in a while, but they have 6 wounds. They got a lot of damage to weapons. You got your bone swords.
Yeah, like I said, I literally have not fought Tyranids since 6th edition. So
Yeah, totally understandable.
no idea what anything does. I didn't even get lucky enough to fight them in the LVO when Crusher Stampede was a thing. So
It's crazy. If you do double bone swords, you get 6 attack, strength 7, -2 damage per warrior. That's pretty gross, actually. We should play some.
oh, they're
That's really good. Maybe it's time.
Tyranids. Tyranids are already strong, and if I knew more about them and the combinations, I'm pretty sure this is a good book, and they should
Yeah,
be very happy.
I'm happy.
Except for those who spam the Hive Guard spam.
Yes, I only have 6. I generally only usually have one of a unit, trying to get multiple, just because spamming makes it when you if you spam, nerfs hurt more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but this is legit, you know. Yeah, if you just get adrenal glands and dual bone swords, that's 5 strength, 8 attacks, -2 damage. That's awesome for Tyranid warriors,
It's a lot of dead Space Marines.
dead space marines, and vehicles, and custodians, and whatever.
So how do you feel about the book being leaked like this?
I think it's hilarious. This is the first time like the whole book has been leaked so early. We don't even have a release date for it. So I think it's funny.
You think
And
they're gonna do something about it in the future, or you think?
I don't know. I think something like I mean, because it's coming out anyway. This isn't as bad as the Magnus leak. The Magnus leak, from what I heard online, really messed up their release schedule.
You'll have
But
to elaborate more on that because I'm not. I kind of stopped playing when Magnus came around. What happened with
yeah,
that?
essentially he wasn't. They moved the timetable with Magnus. Allegedly, that's what people have said online, that he wasn't supposed to come out when he came out. That he was supposed to come out way later, and they rushed him in because he was leaked. But this is already coming out. We know this is the next codex. We know about the Parasite. I think that the Parasite leaking was, I think that's a bigger deal, even though it was probably a week early late leak. So
Well, I mean, the Parasite leak was their fault, from what I
yeah,
understand. They
yeah,
they put it on their website, and people started taking screenshots and everything. Then they're just like,
yep,
well, forget it. Let's just release it now.
yep. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I hope. I mean, granted, I like these books to be free because I think it's expensive for what you get. People like me who only want it for the rules, I think it's expensive for what it is.
totally fair.
But I hope it doesn't just mess with like the review copy system out there where they're gonna start not handing them out anymore just to avoid something like this.
Oh, so this wasn't a review copy. This is the playtest copy, actually.
It might as well be the review copy.
That's true. Although, review. The thing with the review copies is when they release review copies, they assume it's going to be leaked.
Right.
But like with something like this is definitely not planned or unexpected, I would say. But yeah, I do hope it doesn't, yeah, affect review copies, because everyone loves it. Review copies just hype people, so you know.
Yeah. Well, I predicted. I don't remember if you did, but I mean, we predicted that this was going to be at the end of the month release, anyways,
Yes,
right? Or
yes,
pre-order.
yes,
So let's hope this doesn't put a big damper on the plans to come, but I guess we'll find out.
yeah.
I'm not looking forward to this. I'm telling you now. I think out of all the armies, I think my lowest win rate is against Tyranids.
I should bust them out some
I've
maybe.
never really done too well against Tyranids, even though I haven't fought them since 6th edition.
Actually, you were the only one who beat my Tyranid army in a 2K game during 8th at the local store.
Oh, that's right. We did play.
Yeah.
I totally blocked that out.
You won. You had like Dark Eldar.
Well, that was Dark Eldar. How could you lose with those?
That was 8th edition Dark Eldar.
I know. I mean, how could you lose with those? These guys were OP.
That's true. That's fair. But yeah,
Well, Tyranid players, I hope you get best of luck and hope everything's looking good here.
thank you, Matt.
I
As a
you know
Tyranid player, I thank you.
I love to go into more detail, but my knowledge is not there for these guys. Speaking
Although,
of,
like Matt always says before we end this part, depends on the points. If these warriors are like 200 points per model, they're trash. So hopefully the points aren't
well,
insane.
I mean, we got the points right here. At least I do.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay,
What do
so
you
now
want to
we
know?
can accurately judge them.
I mean, you got your Gargoyles going 8 points a model, Harmagons going 8 points a model, Termagons going 7 points a model, and then whatever, obviously whatever upgrade you want to give these things.
Yeah,
Your Warriors going 25 points a model.
that's not bad. 25 points for freaking, or maybe probably like 30-ish points for a billion strength 8 -2 attacks or damage to attacks. Yes, please.
Well, let's see, you said adrenal glands and
And bone swords.
well, I don't see any cost for bone swords, so
It's
uh,
free. Bam.
just 15 points for the adrenal gland, so 40 points a model.
That's crazy.
So 120 points for the initial 3 you have to get.
That's really good.
Yep, you
I also
got.
like how Gene Sailors have a 4-up invul in melee. I think that's great.
If only they had that permanently.
I know. They have a 5-up out for shooting.
Yeah, let's see what else you got here. Hive Tyrant, 160 points. I don't know if any of these are good,
Me neither. I haven't played since 8th edition.
but I mean, I normally the Hive Tyrants are with wings, so that's a Swarm Lord. No, that's something else. I'm trying to. I don't know what the one with wings is called, but 160 points for that. Swarm Lords, 220 points. Brood Lords, 120 points. That's. I don't know. I don't know if he's worth it. I have to look at his rules, but it's typical. It's looking like typical
Cool. Maybe I could start building
Tyranids.
lists or something and see what I have.
Tyrant guards are 40 points a model. So yeah, the points are here. Just doesn't
Go.
look like for everything. Looks like
Okay.
oh, I know, yeah, it's here for everything. So go at it. Have fun with that. And speaking of stuff that my knowledge doesn't know too much about, I know this is. I guess it's still the same. Star Wars Legion.
Yes, they revealed the Shadow Collective starter set today.
Do you want to explain to me what a Shadow Collective is?
I don't know because I didn't really watch all the Clone Wars stuff, but essentially it's from what I know, the limited knowledge I have, they are Maul's Darth. So Darth Maul starts a criminal organization, and it's essentially everyone working for him.
So it's
But yeah,
a
so
own faction, huh?
we got some pikes, we got some, I don't know what the yellow robed guys are called. And we also got some Mandalorians, which are the Mandalorians that they're not actually called Mandalorians. That's what the community says. But yeah, the Mandalorians who joined Darth Maul because he ends up taking the dark saber. But yeah, $70 starter set. Well, not starter set, more like start collecting because it's a 1-player box. So that's a new Maul sculpt as well. Comes with new command cards. Does not come, interestingly, with dice or measuring tools, which you need to play. And it's unclear if it comes with the generic command cards, which you also kind of need to play. So in terms of as a starter product, I don't know how good it is, but for someone with all of that stuff, like I have the cards and the measuring stuff, it's pretty cool. If you could play Cad Bane here, I would definitely pick it up because I think mercs are cool. The only things I kind of don't care about are the Mandalorians because I already have a lot of Mandalorians, but yeah, more doesn't hurt to be
I
honest.
kind of like the
Especially
Mandalorians.
yeah, they're pretty cool. They just not maybe if I get some more Mandalorian hype, I will get them. But yeah, I like the Pikes way more than the other aliens whose name eludes me.
Well, this is
But
players too, so this is a two-player box,
that's
right?
weird. Yeah, I don't know why it says that because there's only one commander here. So I don't know. I wonder how that'll work. But yes,
Yeah, I'm interested on how that works too.
yeah, I believe their release date is on the stream they said it was June. So it's a while from now. Enough for people to save some cash if you would like to pick this up. I might pick this up depending on how Cad Bane fits here and Boba Fett. So
So, is this like a whole new faction, or is this going to be a part of one of the four factions already?
so, so yes, well, no-ish and then yes. That's the answer to your questions in order. So no-ish because they're not their own faction. You can only play them in a what are they called? The seventh edition crap? The what's it called?
Formation?
Formations. Yeah, you can only play them in a formation. So every faction's getting formations, more or less. But you can't play but you can play Empire, Rebels, and all that not in formation. But these guys you can only play them together in formation. So you would have to do like the Shadow Collective formation. But individually, every faction can use them, apparently. I'm not sure if it means everyone can use everyone, or, only Mandalorians work for specific factions and not others, and, the Pikes work for specifics and not others as well. So I don't know how that works, but what we know is whatever faction you have, you could use at least some of the contents of this box. I don't know about all the contents, but they confirmed that something here will be playable in your faction
So you're
as
saying
a
I can have
mercenary.
a good old Darth Maul hanging out with Obi-Wan?
Maybe, which is weird. So I don't know exactly right. It's kind of strange. Like, how does that work? But this is the game where you can have, Palpatine and not Palpatine. You can have Darth Maul and Count Dooku in the same faction. And General, you could have an army with Grievous, Dooku, and Maul. It's gonna suck, but you could do it, right?
Hey, why not?
You could have Luke Skywalker. Actually, you could have Luke Skywalker and Cassian Andor. You could have green lightsaber Luke Skywalker and Cassian Andor in the same army, and it's really good, despite that not happening at all in the timeline because he freaking dies before Luke Skywalker becomes a Jedi. But it's possible. So maybe you could have Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Well, I guess we'll get more information on it later.
Yeah, it is exciting though. So and also it's the price point was for $7. We can imagine that's going to be the price point for the other formation boxes which they announced for all the factions.
Well, I wonder if they're going to say it's two players on those box
Yeah,
ups.
yeah. That is interesting because I don't see another commander here.
Well, I mean, isn't. I'm just guessing. I mean, that guy in the top left, is he not a commander?
He might be. That's true. He has a kind of leader look to him. So maybe.
So him and Maul kind of deal.
Yeah,
Because I mean, looking at the box, it looks like Maul is in charge of his Maldalorians, and then you got the green guy in charge of whatever this race is called.
yeah. Gosh, what are they calling? I don't know what they're called. Oh well. But yeah, it's
They
cool. I'm hyped.
are. I have no idea. I was hoping this slide would tell me what they were called.
I was like, nope, nothing. That's okay.
Well, some other non Warhammer news we got, which I'm kind of shocked that we're even talking about.
I know. I'm kind of shocked. I'm getting back into this.
Let's see, it's been 6 years since I played this. When that's
It's
like
yeah,
when
same.
third edition just got announced, and that is I'm just showing the banner here. Uh, Warmachine.
Yes, Warmachine is not dead.
I
He's getting new
am.
action.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here. So we got the new army versus Signar.
Versus
Is that right?
yeah, I'm starting out. So I don't know if this is a new edition. I don't think so.
I doubt it.
But this is a new faction. These are the Orgoth, which is essentially so TLDR War Machine lore. The Orgoth are the big baddies who invade the setting, hundreds of years before the current timeline. And the humans of Immoren, they invent warjacks and they drive the Orgoth out. And now they've come back. So this is the Return of the Orgoth, and they kind of look like these chaos. They essentially have like the Slaves to Darkness, Hordes of Chaos vibe from Warhammer,
That's what I was thinking. I
but
think
with,
of
yeah,
their
with their
chaos.
own, right, exactly, but with their own War Machine spin. I was talking to Neil about this. Made a good point that it has, like, War Machine does this thing where it takes a fantasy trope and adds their kind of own flair to it, which they've done pretty successfully, in my opinion, in terms of their lore and their universe. And yeah, this is their take on like the Viking, the scary evil Vikings, and they look dope. I hope they're plastic. They look really cool.
Yeah, that's always been the problem with Privateer Press is their mixture of plastic and metal.
Yep, and resin.
So I hate it. But I mean, it's a two-player starter set, so those are usually always plastic.
Oh, I don't know if that's why. I don't know. I think it's just a banner. I think this is just a banner highlighting the probably the cover of a new book. I'm sure, like another campaign book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be great if it was a box set, but I don't think it will be. I do see some new Signar stuff though in this picture, which is hype because I am starting Signar right now. You see some new Storm Knights and this new Warjack in the middle. That's new. The Lightning Hammer and the Lightning Shield. Chariot on the right. Yeah, this is super cool. This is hype. Reminder that the game is not dead. It has just
It's dead
lost.
in our area at least.
Yeah, it's kind of dead in LA. No one really plays in. There's no events in LA. Like, people play it, but it's definitely it lost a lot of its players. It's probably as popular as I would say like Legion or X-Wing, because not even those games surprisingly don't have a lot of events in LA. It's just weird how there's not a lot of events in LA except for Warhammer. But
I mean, it's the biggest standing, right?
yeah, it is.
And
So
Warhammer is just way more mainstream than it's ever been.
yep.
Especially when you got people like Henry Cavill promoting it.
Very true, very true. But this is cool. This is hype, especially again now that I'm playing the game again. This is just pushing the buttons of like, yes, War Machine, good side game. And these new jacks are cool. They got the I like this elephant creature thing. That's dope.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I thought it was gonna be a Hordes army, and then I saw the next
Right.
picture, which is the Jacks. I was like, oh, okay, so
Yeah. They might have some unique rules. Maybe they have like Warjack, War Beast kind of rules. But it's super cool. I'm excited.
well,
I
it is.
think we'll see more on Adepticon next weekend.
Is it Dipticon next week?
Adepticon is next weekend. Yep, next Friday.
And that's also the big Warhammer stuff. Well, I guess
Yeah,
30K stuff, right?
I hope so. We will see. We will see.
The hype.
A 30K hype.
But yeah, that is all the model news we have. Well, I got one, I guess. If we're
Ooh,
done talking about War Machine here,
yeah.
so I got my good old Kickstarter news about my good game, Shadows of Brimstone.
I
I
guess
was
right.
expecting it quarter 2, and then I got the news. It's gonna be delayed again.
There we go. Kickstarter. Woo.
I thought they were gonna blame it on like the problems that are happening in Ukraine right now, and they're like, no, it's still China shipping, manufacturing shutting down, pandemic. And it's like, never gonna get this Kickstarter.
Never gonna get the Kickstarter. All the
So,
aspect warriors will be released in plastic, and that you probably still not get it yet.
well, I mean, I'm not like in a rush to get it,
All right.
but I'd like to get it. I'd like to have it now, as I'm getting to the end of some of my current Shadows of Brimstone stuff. But
Hmm.
I still got time. I still got other expansions to play, but I won't have that much left. So the sooner I get it would be great,
Yeah, I feel you.
because it's been I think I kickstarted this thing back in like 2019.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, I think I kickstarted it back like when it had like a few hours left. So
Oh man.
it's been a while,
Yeah, that sounds like it's been a while.
which is whatever. Like I said, I can wait, but can only wait for so long. But how's hobbying going for you?
Good. I just finished Grimaldus right now,
You're painting.
and painting his servitors. So almost done with the Black Templars. Almost done. Almost done. I say that as I did contemplate getting a chaplain on bike for my army. But yeah,
I've thought about doing that for my Black Templars, and I'm like, but I want to run Grimaldus. I know I could run both, but I don't want to. That's too
Fair.
many points. What
But
else you
yeah,
up to?
so there's that. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm playing Warmachine again with some of my buddies. We're playing the, like I mentioned before in the podcast, the Brawl Machine, which is the lower point format. So I picked up some Signar, built them. I'm gonna try to get some games in this week to relearn it and go from there. I have no intentions of expanding to the full game size. Just kind of stick with the low point format.
I think that's
And
for the best.
yeah, I think it's for the best, honestly. And it's just like less overwhelming, you know, because I don't want another 2,000 point level war game. I already have 40k AOS and 30k.
And
So
Legion and
yeah, yeah,
Armada
I got
and
Legion.
X-wing and
Yeah, kind of crazy how I can cram all these rule sets in my brain. Got to relearn War Machine.
yeah. Now is this? I assume it's based on third edition, right?
Yes, third edition.
Now I remember third edition being more hoardy. Is that correct to say?
No, actually, second edition was more hoardy. Third edition, actually, they're pushing Warjacks with the rule set. I think Warjacks get a free focus point now for existing,
Mm-hmm.
and they increase the, you know how in War Machine your Warcaster gives you free Warjack points.
Yes.
So they like tripled that. So like if Sorsha used to give, like Sorsha gives like 28 Warjack points now or something instead of like 10. So
That's
definitely
kind of
could.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so they're really pushing getting more warjacks, which makes sense because the game is about warjacks and war beasts, not the infantry. So, but yeah, that's I think that's the biggest change with Mark III. Another change was the theme forces, which it's like formations. You take specific units or you limit unit selection and you get a bonus. But it's not like a big bonus. It's something like, when you repair, like the Man of War one is when you repair Man of War, you get an extra point of repair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you get a free solo for all the themes. And in terms of the core game, I don't see any big differences. It's like if I teach you, when I teach you Mark III, it's just gonna make sense. I don't think you'll be like, oh, that's not how it worked before. You'll probably be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. A big thing was just they consolidated a lot of universal special rules, like if like the assault rule, which lets you shoot before you charge. That's just a universal rule now. But the biggest thing is really like the focus for warjacks. That was new, and yeah, the rest of the game is more or less the same thing. 2d6 system. Add your hit score and then you subtract their armor for damage with the 2d6. Yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. If you played the game before.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Like I said, 6 years since I played that
Yeah,
game.
as well.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to
How
let
about
me
you?
know how
How's
that
the
goes.
what's up with the hobby?
Let's see. I got a game in. Finally, a 2K game in with my
Oh, nice.
Eldar. Uh, be doing a battle report on that.
Ooh, nice.
Hopefully Thursday I'll have it up. Man, editing. You just
That's
realize
exciting.
you realize you don't realize how many times you say and and all these other filler words until you hear yourself speak. So I just been going through. It was like an hour and a half video. I mean, I took some pauses in there because I had to look up some rules and really fast, so I didn't sound like a complete idiot. but I'm already down to like 40 minutes, 50 minutes edited down. Still not done with it yet
Mm.
though.
All right, all right.
But yeah, it was the Eldari versus Blood Angels.
Ooh, interesting.
I'll give you a little teaser here. So we got the map that we got. So my list, I took like a bunch of Scorpions and Karandris because I like my aspect warriors,
Mhm.
and their whole thing is forward deploy. Well, the mission that we got said no forward deployment. I was like, great. Guess all my Scorpions will be in the back line. But oh man, the Avatar, chef's kiss, man. That guy, OP. I love him.
That's good. That's good.
But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing my Eldar, which I can say I did not have fun playing them in 8th edition. So, and Banshees, oh my god, Banshees are so good.
Yeah, her banshees are super good, and James are. Our aspect wars in general are super good.
Yeah, they're amazing. But
Real.
Banshees being able to charge you, not get overwatched. If they charge, they get +1 strength. Sorry, not +1 strength. +1 to wound. So, and power weapons being +1 strength, so they're strength 4 now. Thank God. So they're winning Space Marines on 3s with AP -4 swords. Oh my god,
Oof.
so good. They're amazing. I might have to swap out the Scorpions for some more Banshees because they're just so much better. Being able to assault and charge, run and charge, it's ridiculous. Surprisingly, the Dark Reapers aren't that good anymore. They're kind of meh now, which makes sense. They were kind of broken in 8th edition, so it makes sense that they got toned down. Fire Dragons, I kind of just use them as an assassination unit. Just deep strike them around and try to kill whatever I need to kill, and that's it. But I'm going to experiment more with my list. I got another game against Greg
Oh,
this
okay.
weekend, so it'll be my Eldar. Definitely gonna change up my list, but it's gonna be my Eldar against his Gene Stealer cult.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I said because I was like, Gene Stealer cult's good now, which I mean I know they were. I know they got like a lot of more interesting tools.
We'll
But
see. I forgot what it was. There was another podcast or YouTube channel. They did Gene Stealers versus Harlequins, and the Gene Stealer player got 1,000 extra points, and they still got tabled.
well, I mean,
But that was Harlequin.
Harlequins.
That was
Harlequins
Harlequin.
are stupidly broken.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. My money is
This was the new Gene
I don't
Stealer
know.
cult, right?
This is the new Gene Stealer cult.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, let's be real. Gene Stealer cult is probably the hardest army to play.
Yeah. And to be fair, I was Harlequins, and I'm not sure how regular Eldar will stack up against them, so that should be a fun game.
I'm looking forward to it. But I got that going on. Getting my Redemptionist ready because you and I and a couple of our other friends are going to be doing a Necromunda game
Yes,
next
yes,
week.
yes.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I gotta
Let me know if
start
I'll have my
painting
top
everything
form
down.
on time, so I'll probably just do Orlock. Or maybe I'll just bring my cops, whatever.
Bring the
We'll see.
cops, bring them.
Bring the cops.
But yeah, I just gotta sit down and finish painting the rest of my army,
Yeah, that should be dope.
and stripping the paint off some of my earlier models and give them a nice repaint job because as you'll see in the video, yeah, those models ugly because they were my first army, so I didn't do the painting side seriously. It was more like get them painted. All right, let's play on the table now.
Hey man,
Even though back then in our GW store in the mall didn't require you to have painted models.
hey, it's still gonna be cool because it's a classic army of yours.
Yeah, all that metal.
Oh man,
It's like I think my entire Eldar army is metal, so
funny.
it's gonna be a fun time doing all that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, that's my busy, packed week to come. So I think we can call it there, unless you got anything else you want to bring up.
I actually played a couple of more 40k games. I played against the new Eldar and against Tau for our escalation league. Get some more games going.
You went against the two new army books, huh?
Yeah.
How'd
So
that go?
the Tau I tied because oh my gosh, Helbrick is a combat beast, but that Meltagun is scary. His Meltagun one-shotted his broadside and brought his commander down to 2 wounds, and I killed the commander next turn. Unfortunately, I couldn't get eke the win out because Helbrick was injured by some fire warriors and he had to retreat. He died in game, but it's an
See,
escalation league, so he probably just got shot to bits that he had to fall back, which allowed my opponent to secure the draw. Otherwise, I would have won. It
that was against Eldar.
was against Tau, excuse me.
Tell.
Sorry, it was against Tau. Yeah.
How'd the
Um,
Eldar one go?
that one I lost, but I tabled everything. We kind of called it, but if we played the game, I would have killed everything except one unit of guardians. But he was just so up in points. He charged me mid table with he sent his Wraith Guard and Wave Serpent, which kind of really slowed down my Blade Guard and my Redemptor Dreadnought. Like the Redemptor Dreadnought eventually killed the Wraith Guard, but it tied the Redemptor down enough that it couldn't really do much for the rest of the game. And the Blade Guard also was tied down by a Wraith Lord coming in from the side. And I sent some intercessors to get a far objective, but they just got gunned down by Guardians and some psychic shenanigans. Executioners is gross.
Was he a Wraith army or
No, he was playing Oathway. So the army it was 750 points, so he had Rangers, Guardians, Naked Guardians. He had a Farseer, a Wraith Lord, Wraith Blades with the axe and shield, and a Wave Serpent where they rode in. But yeah, he typical Eldar shenanigans where, I killed most of the army, but he won the game, which was just kind of fluffy. So
that's the thing about Warhammer, you can win the game by just playing the objectives. You don't even have
exactly.
to hardly interact with your opponent.
Exactly.
Especially at those small point games, like as we found out in that 500 point escalation league, it's like, yeah, just standing on the objective
Yeah, you got a lot of points.
is way better than just trying to perform the secondaries. Because I mean, at those little points, you're not completing any secondaries.
Right, right.
Speaking of
So
which, I still gotta do my match in my escalation league. My partner has yet to communicate with me, so I don't know what's going on yet.
hopefully you can get the game on.
Hopefully, otherwise I guess I'll take the dub.
Yeah, right.
But very cool. I'm glad that escalation league is going well for you over there. But I think we can call it there. So I'd like to thank everyone to making it here. Again, if you could comment, like the video, that would help us out a lot. And as I promised last month, I said I'd bring out a battle report. It's on the way sometime this week, maybe possibly Thursday. But thank you for everyone who made it to the end of this, and we'll catch you next time.
Good, everyone.